Hi students, welcome to SGC online classes. This is in continuation of my three previous video on organization structure. We discussed the organization structure of cooperative society, partnership and sole proprietorship business. Today we are going to discuss the organization structure of company. What is the meaning of a company? A company is defined as a voluntary association of persons having separate legal existence and perpetual succession and a common seal. It's a voluntary association of persons. Anybody can join a company. They are having separate legal existence and everyone will work under a common seal. That means under the name of the organization. The people who are working under this company, they don't have a separate identity, but they will work as a whole under a common seal, that is the company, the name of the company. Now, question is, what are the features of a company? It's a registered body. It has to be registered under the Companies Act. At the beginning, Companies Act was formed in 1956. After that, there are so many amendments were there. So this company has to be registered under the Companies Act. The formalities and other things we'll discuss later part. Second one is distinct legal entity. What it is? A company is regarded as a separate legal entity from its members. It carries its own name. It can enter into contracts, sue and be sued. It has a separate legal entity. Company is a separate person. Like in law, company has a separate legal identity. Artificial person. Since it has a separate distinct identity, it has been regarded as an artificial person. It's not physically present, but the company as a whole, in the eye of law, it has been regarded as a person. Clear? The next one feature is perpetual succession. A company has continuous existence independent of its members. Death, insolvency, or change of members has no effect on the life of a company. It's a perpetual succession. It's a continuous process. If death happens or insolvency happens to any of the members, company runs. Is not going to stop, as we have seen in sole proprietorship business or partnership business. It's a common seal. Since company is an artificial person, it has no physical existence, but it carries a lot of weight in the legal way. That is why the name of the company is itself a person. It carries a common seal. Limited liability. The liability of the members of a company is limited. It is limited to the extent of capital agreed to be contributed. It's not unlimited liability. The members who are contributing to the company, they are liable to that extent of their contribution, not more than that. If other member is having some liability in the market, he is going to be liable for that. But the other members are not going to be liable for the liability. He is liable only for the portion of the contribution to the organization, to the company. Transferability of shares. The capital of a company is divided into parts called shares. You know, in the market, we have seen sometimes the public issue comes. All the public contributes towards the company by way of buying shares, and on that basis, shares has been allotted. This is the way we contribute to the capital of the company. It is freely, it can be transferred. If I want today, I can sell up my share partly or wholly to other person on the agreed price of the market. Now question is, what are the merits of the company? Collection of huge financial resources. Why it is? Since they are eligible to issue shares in the market, it's open to the entire country and the public to contribute, to buy shares. And by way of shares, they contribute to the capital of the company. That is why there is no crunch of financial resources in this type of company. It's a huge advantage. Another advantage is limited liability. The members are liable only for the portion of their contribution, not more than that. Free transferability of shares. Any member can transfer their shares at any point of time at the agreed price of the market. Durability and stability. This type of company is very durable and stable. The entire organization, the entire company is run by shareholders. Huge money is invested through the public. Because of its stability and durability, the banks and financial institutions also are having huge confidence on this type of company. Growth and expansion. Because of the financial resources, it can grow to any extent. Because of capital, the company runs in a bigger way. They earn more revenue and profit. Therefore, the expansion of the business and the growth of the business is immense. Efficient management. In the management of this company, they recruit highly qualified professionals. Because of their efficiency and the skills, the management of those organizations consists of very high level of skilled professionals, which helps to run the organization in a very professional way. Public confidence. Because of its durability and stability and the growth, public is also having enough confidence of this type of company. Every year they publish the annual reports, that is profit and loss account and balance sheet and the audited report. On that basis, the confidence of the public grows. Social benefits. Such organizations contribute a lot towards the social welfare. If you see, there are so many hospitals, schools, colleges are being made by this type of companies. What are the limitations of these organizations? Lengthy and expensive legal procedure. Formation of this type of company is not so easy. There are so many legal hassles are there, legal formalities are there, through which the documents are getting processed and registration is being done. Excessive government regulations. Such companies enjoys excessive government rules and regulations. As we have seen in the sole proprietorship, partnership and cooperative society, they don't have that much of government regulations to follow. But this type of companies, they follow government rules very rigorously. Lack of incentive. The company is not managed by shareholders, but by directors and other paid officials. Officials do not have investment in the company and also do not bear the risk. As such, they may not be as much motivated as to safeguard the interests of the company as the shareholders. Shareholders are contributing to the capital, but is being managed by the directors and other paid officials. They are working for the growth of the organization, but they are not getting any incentives or other benefits from the company as the shareholders are getting. Delay in decision making and action. Since the company is very big, the decisions are being made very organized manner, so it takes a little more time. It's not that the 1 or 2% can make a decision and implement immediately. It has to be decided by a group, by a board of directors. Conflict of interest. So many people are there in the organization, in the top position, management cadre. Obviously, the conflict of interest always arises when so many people are working in the same organization in the same capacity. Oligarchic management. What does it mean? The company management may seem to be fully democratic, but in actual practice, it is the worst form of oligarchy that is controlled by a small group of persons. It's a huge organization. But if you see in the management, there are some lobbies are there, small groups who are controlling the entire process, who are controlling the entire operations. That is very much present in this type of company. Speculation. It provides scope for speculation in shares by the directors. You know, in the share market is a speculative market. No one can confirm the shares are going to rise today or fall down. It's a speculations. And this is being done by the board of directors and other officials. Growth of monopolistic tendencies. Because of the large size, has the tendency to grow into a monopoly so as to eliminate competition, control the market and charge unreasonable prices to maximize profits. There is always a chance to capture the major portion of the market. As we have seen in the Reliance company, the Jio network. Once it's launched, slowly it has abolished the other mobile companies. It's the practice. The practice is to maximize the profits and to capture the major share of the market. Influencing government decisions. Because of its large volume, large organizations, huge profits, it contributes a major portion of government's revenue because it gives huge tax every year. So then what happens? It influences the government decisions sometimes because they have a very strong lobby in the government. What is limited liability company? Limited liability company means which has a very limited liability. LLP is a separate legal entity, separate from its members, can own its name, sue and be sued. It's a separate legal entity. Unlike corporate shareholders, the partners have the right to manage the business directly. The partners have the right to manage the business directly in this type of organization, limited liability partnership. One partner is not responsible or liable for another partner's misconduct or negligence. One partner is not liable for other partners any misdeed or liability in the market. Minimum 2 partners and no maximum. This type of organization, limited liability or LLP type of company, they require minimum 2 types of partner, 2 numbers of partner, and maximum there is no limit. Main motive is to profit. Liability of the partners is limited to the extent of the contribution, as I mentioned, and it has to maintain the annual accounts. However, the audit of the accounts is required only if the contribution exceeds 25 lakhs or annual turnover exceeds 40 lakhs. Then the audit is required. What is the merits? Lower cost of formation, very minimum cost to form this type of organization. Lesser compliance, easy to manage and run. No requirement of minimum capital contribution. And partners are not liable for the acts of other partners. And what are the disadvantages? It cannot raise money from the public, as we have seen in the company. Financial institution may not lend the large amount of LLP. Because of this type of things, banks and financial institutions, they don't have that much of confidence on this type of organization. That is why they don't lend huge amount of money to this type of organization. Clear? Now, this is a distinction of company, partnership and LLP. Nothing to make you understand, but to read. I will share the notes in the app. Please go through it. Same thing what we discussed right now, it has been distinguished between these two type of things. So this is what we have concluded today, the organization structure, 4 types of organization structure in commercial applications. Hope you have understood nicely. I'm going to share the notes in the app. Please go through it and see my video repeatedly so that you can have a proper understanding of this chapter. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.